Okay, let's discuss chapter number 18, statistics. So in this chapter we will discuss about how to construct the histogram and frequency polygon. So before that, let's discuss few things, like first is variable. So we know that statistics is that branch of mathematics which deals with collection, then arranging the data, and then representation of the data in the useful form. So for that we need some variables. So variables are the quantities that you already know that change. Okay, variable can take any values. So in this, two types of variables are there. First is continuous and another one is discrete. Okay, so continuous means can take any values. For example, if I talk about height of students, so it can take any values. It can take 161 centimeter, it can take 161.5 centimeter, 161.2 centimeter, and so on. Okay, whereas in case of discrete variables, it cannot take all numerical values. For example, if I said number of students in class 9, so it can take the discrete values, that is 58 or 60 or 61, like this. It cannot take all the range of values. Suppose if I said it lies between 0 to 100, so it cannot take 58.5, 58.6, like this. These values number of students in class cannot take. So it can take only the few numerical values, that is between 0 to 100. If it number of students is 58, then it will take only 58. If it is 60, it will take only 60. So continuous variables can take all the values, whereas discrete variables cannot take all the numerical values. Okay, there is a limit on taking the values. It can take only the fixed values. One more example, you can take number of family members. So it can be 2, 3, 4, but it cannot be 2.5, 3.4, like this. So this is the difference between continuous variable and discrete variables. So let's discuss about the tabulation of the data. Okay, which is our main thing that we need to discuss. So for tabulation of data, now data can be the grouped data, that is it is containing within certain limit, or it can be ungrouped data, like data is given like 1, 2, 0, 9, 5, like this. So for this tabulation of data, few terms are there, like frequency. Okay, so frequency is number of times a quantity occurs. Suppose in the given data, suppose it is a data 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 1, 2, like this. So in this, the frequency, if I ask of 1, so 1 occurs 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Frequency of 2, if you see, 2 occurs 2 times. So this is the meaning of frequency. Now this is the ungrouped frequency. This is ungrouped data. And how we collect this data? This data is collected using the tally marks. Okay, that we have done in the previous classes. We are writing the discrete values here. Then for number of values we are marking the tally marks. Then afterwards we are counting it. Then for if the data is grouped, okay, grouped data. So for that we make the intervals. Exclusive interval and inclusive intervals. Okay, two types of intervals are there for the grouped data. Exclusive interval and inclusive interval. So first let's see exclusive interval. So exclusive intervals like 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15 and so on. So if you see very carefully, this is the upper limit and this is the lower limit. So when the upper limit and lower limit of the consecutive intervals are same, in that case those intervals are known as exclusive intervals. And in this, for calculation of the data, upper limit is not included. Okay, we never count upper limit. Only we will, if the data is from 0 to 5, then 5 will not lie in this interval, 5 will lie in this interval. So when upper limit and lower limit of the consecutive intervals coincide, in that case that is known as the exclusive interval. Then inclusive interval, suppose 0 to 5, then 6 to 10, then 11 to 15. So this is inclusive interval, because in this upper limit and lower limit of consecutive intervals do not coincide, and in this case interval upper limit is included. Okay, so we include the upper limit for counting the frequency. For example, if 5 lies in the ungrouped distribution, then 5 is going to come in this interval, because this interval does not contain 5. So this is the difference between exclusive interval and inclusive interval. Now there are few terms that we are going to discuss. Okay, so exclusive interval, it contains lower limit to upper limit. Okay, so few terms are there. First is range. So class range is upper limit minus lower limit. Okay, whenever you want to calculate the class range for exclusive interval, you will simply subtract the upper limit by lower limit. For example, if 10 to 15 is there, so what will be the range? Range will be 15 minus 10, that is 5, and this range remains constant. Then class marks. So what is the, it is upper limit plus lower limit upon 2, or in other words we can call class marks as the midpoint of the interval. For example, if I take 10 to 15, so its class marks will be how much? 10 plus 15 by 2, that is 12.5. So this is the difference between class range and the class marks in case of the exclusive interval. Okay. Then considering the inclusive intervals, how to calculate the class range? Class range will be upper limit minus lower limit plus 1. For example, this is an inclusive interval 0 to 4, then 5 to 9. You can clearly see here that this upper limit and this lower limit of consecutive intervals are not coinciding, so it is an inclusive interval. So if you wish to calculate the class range, you can calculate 4 minus 0 plus 1, that is, it contains 5 elements. And class marks we will calculate by the same method. For example, if you wish to calculate, it will be 0 plus 4 by 2, that is 2. Okay, so this is how you can calculate the class marks. Then next is, suppose how to convert the inclusive interval to exclusive interval. Okay, how to convert, since exclusive intervals are more easy to use and they ensure the continuity in the distribution of the data, so we prefer this exclusive interval. And also for making the histogram also, what we need exclusive interval. So suppose if you are having the inclusive interval, then how you will convert that inclusive interval into the exclusive interval? So for that, one thing that we need, and that thing is adjustment factor. Adjustment factor is required. So what is adjustment factor? Suppose it is 0 to 4 I have written, then 5 to 9, then 10 to 14, and I wish to convert this interval into the exclusive interval. So what I will do, I will take the upper limit of the interval and the lower limit of the next interval. Okay, upper limit of the interval, then lower limit of the next interval, then we will subtract it. Subtract it means 5 minus 4 and divide by 2. So I will get 0.5. So 0.5 is my adjustment factor. So how do we convert this now? We will subtract 0.5 from the lower limit and add 0.5 to the upper limit. Similarly here. So what exactly we will get? Let's see. 14 plus 0.5. So now these intervals are converted. Minus 4.5 and then 4.5 to 9.5, then 9.5 to 14.5. Okay, so here you can see clearly now these upper limit of the interval and lower limit of the next consecutive intervals are now coinciding. So this interval has been converted into the exclusive interval. So this is how you can convert an inclusive interval to the exclusive interval. Okay, so let's discuss few problems of exercise 18A. So like I have already told you about continuous and discrete. Continuous variables can take all the values and discrete cannot take all the numerical values. For example, number of children will be the discrete because it cannot take all the values, it will take only positive integral values or natural numbers. But distance traveled by the car can take any values, okay? Whatever value you think of, it can take. So let's discuss few problems, then we will move next for the. So let's see few problems of exercise 18A. So I am discussing one question. Question number 8. In this class interval is given 24 to 32 and 32 to 40, and frequency is given now in this we have to calculate the cumulative frequency. So how to calculate the cumulative frequency? It will be 9. Then next frequency will be 9 plus 13, that is 22. The next frequency will be 22 plus, we will add this 34. Then 34 plus 7, 41, and 41 plus 15, that is 56. So this is the cumulative frequency of this grouped data. Or in other words, now how you can write, see these values lies between 0 to 8, so we can write it as less than 8, all the values which are less than 8. Then this 20 is all the value less than 16, is it? Less than 16. Then it is all the values less than 24, all the values less than 32, and it contains all the values less than 40. Okay, so this is the meaning of cumulative frequency. You just add all the consecutive frequencies together in individual row, then you will get the cumulative frequency table. Also you can convert this to this, or if you want to convert this to this, that we will see in the next question.